I wonder if we might start off with your initial take on just what kind of reaction we are seeing now that these tariffs have now gone into place for these 90 or so countries.
Well, Dominique, good morning. And I think your colleague did a great job of highlighting, I think, both what could be the promise of what was announced on the CHIPS deal, but also highlighting the difficulty of fully understanding what this administration are doing. Mainly because what we have are announced agreements. These are not treaties. There are open-ended questions about the legality of many of these tariffs, which have been put in place under something called the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. And for companies that would like to invest in the US, there's still the uncertainty of, even if there is some tariff relief now mild, at a minimum, these are still 10, 15, 20% tariffs, in some cases 40% on some countries. We have no how long they're going to be in place. So what we are going on now is the limited information that the administration has put out. But I think it'll be a while before we can fully appreciate what the impact will be on the American economy as these tariffs begin to take effect over the next several weeks and months. But I don't think it's going to be positive. And Dominique, if you'll allow me, I just have to make the point one more time. No matter how many times the administration insists that these tariffs are going to be paid by India or China or Mexico or Canada or whomever, you know, as I do, that ultimately the responsibility for these tariffs will be borne by the ultimate American consumer, whether it's a business or car dealer or importer, but many families that are going to see sticker shock this summer as they prepare to buy the clothes, the supplies that they need to send their kids back to school.
Ambassador, what exactly has either surprised you or not surprised you about how not just our economy in the U.S., but the world economy has progressed since the tariff rhetoric started and has now been, I guess, come to a head here as these tariffs have been implemented? We have not seen a sharp fall off in the economy here. We have not seen a sharp fall off in the economy around the world just yet. If we were to hypothetically see this kind of scenario play out, just how long would it take? And when would consumers, hypothetically, in your mind, in your experience, actually start to feel it, because it hasn't been there just yet?
Well, one of the reasons we haven't is sadly because of the stop-start nature of these. If you'll recall, Dominique, when the president announced these massive tariff increases on so-called Liberation Day back in April, there was an immediate and powerfully negative reaction from the markets. And we saw stocks drop immediately, and the administration did an immediate turnaround, announced, this 90-day cooling off period for countries to come to the table and do deals. And I think what we're seeing is the market is beginning to build into it their expectation that if there is a downturn and if there seems to be some risk, some inflationary risk, that this administration has demonstrated a pattern of having its bark be worse than its bite. But I think I don't know that that's a proposition I'd be comfortable betting on long term if I'm one of these companies in the US that's being asked to make $1 billion bet to build factories or plants here, which, are going to take years for many of them to come into fruition.